Beautiful. By the way, you know, I was just thinking, because as people keep coming across this, because I know eventually we're shifting over to the Buy Me a Coffee page, which you should run that banner. Buy me a coffee. My coffee's gone. See, it's gone. There's nothing in here. It's empty. I need more coffee. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So because I know most people probably don't know what it is, and now I do know what it is. That little green thing on the bulletin. So up here is the dot that makes the eye. If you guess what it is, we'll give like, I don't know, 3 free months of Nova Nation. So you can see all our behind the scenes stuff and all our yeah, screw it. I want some people to know about it so they can check it out. So if you guess what it is, you get 3 free months of Nova Nation. You can see behind the scenes stuff, unreleased comics that haven't been launched yet. You can see our concept art for different comics that we haven't released, all put in one place. You can see some of the photos from the video game that's in production. I forgot what else is on there. Ton of fun stuff.
So much stuff.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff.
And there's going to be other creator stuff too.
Yeah, we're having creators put towards that to build that all out, but we're going to have a whole behind the scenes and additional content for our Nova Nation, which is a monthly subscription. What is it, $4.99? It's $4.99.
Yes.
Yes, it is $4.99. Basically, the cost of one comic a month. But obviously our comics are free online. You can see them all at SiernovaComics.com/entertainment, I think is what they're under. But you can just go through the menu of the main site. Yeah. So if you want to get some behind the scenes access for a little bit, guess that green thing. It's right there.
Yeah, one person did it and got it.
We sent him a mug. Did we send him a mug yet? I gotta send him a mug.
We were gonna do that.
Yeah, whoever that.
Get money to do that.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna send him a mug. I'll send it to him. I think I needed his address, and I think you sent it to me, and I forgot.
Yeah.
I gotta get him his mug. I gotta get him the latte, the buttercut latte.
Yeah. So this is episode 20 of Brunch Bulletin. We're only doing a couple more episodes of this and then nobody's going to be able to see it besides as a podcast, which will be on buymeacoffee.com only, or Buy Me a Coffee will be the only way you can see this show, because it's like a newsletter and it's not just for Sierra Nova. It's for like Upstate Sound, and Hector ever has more news again, and actually has internet, which I think he said, he just told me his internet is, he's actually going to get like Comcast or whatever next week.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. In other news related directly to that, I'm sitting on my porch, or I'm inside looking outside through past the porch to the road a couple days ago, maybe a week ago. And I see people construction people putting cones down. I'm like, it's right in front of our house. I feel like they should let us know what they're doing. So I decided to go on the porch and just go, hey, what are you doing? And they look up and like, oh, we're bringing Google Fiber to this neighborhood. And I was like, yes, screw you, AT&T. So, yeah, I'm like super jacked because like I'm in Nashville. They've had Google Fiber here, but not in this area. I'm like in South Nashville. And they've had it in like more like the downtown area because there hasn't been enough like requests down here, and there's finally enough requests. They're going to be running a line right in front of our house. I am super jacked about that, because even like we're probably going to go to Google anyways. But even if we didn't want to go to Google, we now have a competitor, so we can tell AT&T like, hey, either give us a discount or we're going with Google, and then we're going to go with Google anyways. Because
it makes me just not want to live here just because of that.
You come down to Nashville. There's some Google Fiber running. I like how like Google Fiber is their internet, and they decided to really recently go, hey, we're going to make a phone plan to them called Google Fi. Like, why would you do that? You're just going to confuse people. Like, it's literally like FI too. Like, it's about to be like, like Wi-Fi or like fiber. So it's like, hey, I'm getting Google Fi. You mean Google Fiber? No, like Google Fi, like the internet on the phone. It's like stupid ass. Whoever made that up should be fired. Fired.
So this is going to be pretty short.
You want me to go first and then end on Sierra Nova Comics?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So some upstate news. We just hosted our first live event this Friday, so 2 days ago, and it went off spectacularly. We were at the facility called the CE Gallery, which is in East Nashville area. It's technically in Madison, but it's just outside East Nashville. And a week ago, so we booked this venue a couple of months ago, but a week ago, it was rated the #1 place to party in Nashville, ironically in Madison. So it was awesome. It was in the Nashville scene. I got a picture of the owner and all that. We ended up getting a Halloween music event going on. So we had all these Halloween decorations. We created these 2 scare rooms with actors that were, you could go into the scare rooms and experience like, scary experience, I guess. So, but basically, yeah, we had that, and we had the, what's it called? Actually, oh, you know what? I built a 3D model of it, so I could actually show it because it is awesome. Where is it? This one? Where's the floor plans? Yeah, here we go. It's like, I'm going to take that screen share in a second. Screen share screen, share this screen. Nope, share screen, share this screen. Bam! There we go. So as you can see, I even put little people in it because I was having fun with it. So we put the stage down here is an 8x12 stage, and then we actually added more platforms. So we extended it to about like 16 by 12, or maybe 19 by 12. We ended up this bar. We ended up moving up here, and we just had a big bar. We had these 2 scare rooms. One was a burnout room where we had some people that were dead in a burned room. And we had cannibal in there, so we had them like hiding behind a box and stuff. So you'd walk in, and you're like, "Why is there a dead person on the ground? Like, what's supposed to happen?" And then, bam! Like out of the box, somebody would just come out and start ripping flesh off the dead person. But both were actors, so the dead person's like, "Oh, what's happening?" Like freaking out. And in the very beginning, people didn't like really know to go to these scare rooms. So what ended up happening was these guys started wandering around as like zombies, like in the place. Like these actors were awesome. Like I'm like laughing sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, whoa, what's freaking me out a little. And they were still like just wandering around. And one of them, they had blood like dripping down their face. And I couldn't see what she was doing, but she just goes like, huh? And like ripped off flesh. But I know what it was because I helped set this up. It was bacon. But it looks like she's ripping off skin and just goes, just like starts eating like off her face. It was like so awesome. And then the other room over here, this room was all laced in white plastic from wall to floor. And we had like knives hanging from the ceiling covered in blood, and like saws and like tools all covered in blood. And then there was somebody on the table, and there's a doctor behind them just ripping their guts out, which we had like cooked meat, like it was real meat, like just ripping it out, like throwing it around and stuff. And the room was covered in fake blood, and it was awesome. And so you walked in there, and all of a sudden they start ripping the guts out, and there's someone strapped to a chair over here who's just like trying to get out because they're next and like freaking out. And then we got like the VIP section up here. We had couches that like held off this whole area. And we had fog going. You couldn't see anything. Like the whole place was filled with fog. The show was awesome. The host or the event or the venue owner even said like so he's been drawing a natural crowd just because again it's like it was voted like best place in Nashville, and so he's been kind of getting this natural crowd. And he said that basically everyone that we had there he's never seen before. So we got all new people there. It was awesome. We had a show that started at 8:30, went all the way till like 12:30 at night, and then we had an after show where we had more acts who wanted to go on, and we basically had I think 4 or 5 more acts that went on after that. So we went to like 2:00 in the morning. It was awesome. We had the whole downstairs filled. Over here, we ended up setting up couches for the artists to have an area as well. Then people congregated all throughout here. It was amazing. But yeah, this place is huge, as you can see. It was absolutely incredible. And so we're definitely going to be doing more shows there in the future. But yeah, it was way bigger than when the night started. We weren't sure like how big it was going to be, and by the time like the night really got rolling, there's people all over the place. There was awesome costumes there. We saw like people dressed up as like angels with like the full getup on. We saw what was that? Damn, those like the I think it's like a DJ that wears them, but it's like an all black mask with like it looks like it's markered on with neon, but they're like lights on the face. And then there was like a group of them. There was like 5 of them. They're all walking around. It was awesome. So yeah, it was, me and my girlfriend went as Netflix and chill. So she was Netflix, I was chill. I had like a blue robe on and shit. It was awesome. So yeah, it was definitely an awesome event. And so that was our first event. I think we ended up like basically breaking even, which is awesome because like we put a lot into it. But like for our first event, like that's a win in our book. Yeah, and basically just in case anyone's looking those up later, DJ Axel Rain was the MC for the night. Blow, the artist that we managed, BLEAUX, he was the one that basically had this brainchild, came up with this idea. And then me and my team helped put on the show as the producers under Upstate Live. So it was definitely a awesome thing. Look forward to more events. People leaving too were like, "What are your guys' next event?" Because like they were like, it was so awesome. So I'm definitely excited about that. But that's all the Upstate news.
Sweet. That's cool.
Yeah.
So our Kickstarter ended at midnight last morning, last night, whatever you want to say, and we didn't fund. We were like $1,407 away from funding. There was a huge push at the end, which was insane, which I've never seen doing a Kickstarter so far. All that amount of like money that just came out of nowhere. A bunch of people were like sharing, so that was awesome. But yeah, so we failed, but we're gonna be running a Quickstarter, which is 14-day campaign on Kickstarter. I sent out an update about that to the backers. So if every single backer comes back, then it's gonna do well because we got 170 backers, which I feel like is the most backers we got on any.
Yeah, wait, by a lot.
Yeah. So that already crushed the first Chronicles of Horror Kickstarter. Even though we failed, it's still we crushed a bunch of goals. The backer count, the amount of money that was ever raised.
Even the amount we did raise, although we didn't actually end up raising.
Yeah, we didn't actually raise it 4,300 and something. That's crazy.
That's almost 1,000 more than our last, like our biggest one we ever got.
Yeah. But now I know.
Love all you guys.
Now I know a few things to change, and so me and Josh are going to go through and update the new page, new campaign, and we're going to be keeping people updated about that because that one will definitely fund. There's a lower goal, and we're taking a few things out that we don't really need, that nobody really chose, but it will be an add-on, like the 3D model that's going away. Hector's already busy with 20 other things, so he did work on it, so that will probably be like an item in the future, but maybe through our actual web store.
Yeah, maybe in the shop, the indie store, the merch store.
But I made an add-on for the Gravedigger Mr. Chronicle like figurine. So if you actually do want that, it's not $150. It's like 30 plus shipping or whatever. We might even take the shipping out, and because if you're already getting things shipped, that's just double shipping. That's weird. So yeah, we'll figure that out. But so there's that, and then there is our virtual Comic-Con that is Thanksgiving weekend this year.
Not Thursday. It started Friday.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday was the 26th, 27th, 28th.
Yeah.
Should probably look that up.
Yep. 26th, 27th, 28th. We have a bunch of people that are going to be hosts. There's a couple things that are going to be changing. So one, I'm not going to be on it the entire time because I was last year. I didn't even have questions planned. It was okay, but like it
was a fun mess.
Yeah, it could have been better. So the only thing that was basically like good about it was we made a schedule and it went fine. But
this year we want to try to get even some like maybe performance acts on there, which I'm reaching out to some friends now to get that going.
Yeah. And now that we're working on the Quickstarter, I'm gonna focus a little more on the Comic-Con because that's like coming up, but they're both coming up. But Kickstarter, I think, will probably end around the same time as that's happening. So yeah, but we're ending the virtual Comic-Con with a game show, and the game show is going to be the last Breakfast Talk episode of the year, and we're also going to be there's going to be a Breakfast Talk episode or a Brunch Bulletin episode that will be coming out in November, talking about the actual changes of what's going to happen with Buy Me a Coffee and all that other stuff, because some things are going to get either removed or just moved to somewhere else. So all that's happening, and that's basically it
for the Brunch Bulletin.
So yeah, buymeacoffee.com/Sierra Nova Comics. Sign up.
Yeah, roll it, roll the thing.
Roll this.
Yeah, roll that. See that? buymeacoffee.com/Sierra Nova Comics. Just like everything else, Sierra Nova Comics. SierraNovaComics.com. SierraNovaComics.com. Oh yeah. So again, we also want to get you on that Nova Nation. So if you don't know it yet, guess what the green thing is. Play the video one more time. Guess what the green thing is, and we'll give you 3 free months of Nova Nation. Yeah, the thing that was right here-ish, the green thing. Guess what that is in the comments? And 3 free months.
3 free.
3 free months of Nova Nation. The greatest comic book platform ever created in history.
Yeah.
That's trademarked.